guys, and happy Monday. Today I want to talk about something that a lot of people don't know about me until I tell them or until I am put in a semi-awkward situation where it just kind of comes up and it just becomes apparent about this sort of like issue or whatever you want to call it about me, which is the fact that I have glaucoma. And it is an extremely rare thing to be found in young people, and I was diagnosed when I was 8 years old, and so now I'm 20, so it's just about 12 years since since I guess I discovered that I had glaucoma, and that is why my vision was so poor. And so basically what happened is I went to the eye doctors one day knowing that I was probably going to be getting some glasses, and then once I got there, they took my eye pressure, and a normal person's eye pressure is just around 20, and mine was in the 50s, so it was extremely high. And so immediately all the doctors and nurses were pretty freaked out, and they knew something wasn't right, and so I got sent to another doctor, and eventually I ended up at Children's Mercy, where I was officially diagnosed with advanced juvenile glaucoma, and the next day I went into eye surgery. And it was a lot. At 8 years old, I couldn't really comprehend what was going on, and so after I had an eye surgery, a couple weeks later, I had surgery on the other eye, and since then I've had, I think 10 or 11 eye surgeries, and now I have a plastic tube, one in each of my eyes, that helps regulate the pressure, because with glaucoma, my eyes can't drain the fluids, and so all that excess pressure kills the optic nerve, which results in loss of vision. And so the tubes help drain fluid, and I go to the eye doctor regularly and take eye drops, all in hopes of maintaining what vision I have left. And so in this eye, I see fairly well, and it's I should know this, but I don't know the actual like numbers for my vision, but I do know that obviously this is my better eye. This eye cannot see at all, and at the eye doctor, it's like the big E is always the first thing that you're supposed to be able to see, and this eye can't even see that. So I'm almost completely blind, I guess, in this eye, and then this eye is my best eye and have quite a bit of vision in it. And so that's why I'm able to manage fairly well on my own, and I have very little accommodations and things in place for me in life. And so as a young kid, I didn't necessarily, and it's not that I didn't care, but it just never really seemed that relevant to my life, besides the excessive eye appointments and eye surgeries, in times where there was not really anything of that going on. It didn't really, I guess I never really, I kind of would forget that I even had this like eye disease. And so, but then when I turned 15 and 16, and all of a sudden I couldn't drive. And, as you get older, it's expected that you're able to just read quickly, and I read very slow, and so things like that just started to take a toll on me, and it really became a source of embarrassment and shame, and I, even to this day, I kind of struggle with kind of hiding it from people and not wanting to talk about it, and it's something I'm working on, because, I shouldn't be ashamed. It's out of my control, and it's really not that big of a deal. But for some reason, I just feel really embarrassed. And if someone ever makes a comment about maybe how large of font something is that I'm reading, or how close I hold something to my face, or any kind of comment like that, often it's just such a sensitive subject that I will like instantly start crying or feel just like really hurt by those comments. Again, it's not that they mean, like, they don't know, it's just different to them, and they assume that I have good vision because I've never told them differently, and really it's just not something that's very obvious to most people that I have glaucoma, because I don't talk about it, I don't have any accommodations, and so and I have glasses, but even then I don't wear my glasses all the time. So it's not like people should know that I can't see, but sometimes I'm offended when comments are made because it just embarrasses me. And so it's just been kind of a harder thing as I've gotten older to accept, and even trying to find, what career can I do? Like, where am I going to live if I can't drive, and all these things. And I tend to lean more on being dependent than like independent as just a personality type. And so I have a lot of anxiety about doing things on my own, just with fear of not, like, what if I can't see something? What if I get stuck at a point and I don't know what to do? And it's so irrational, and like, if I really thought it through, there isn't really that much that can go wrong by doing something on my own, but it's just kind of a fear that I always have over me. And even it's hard because with glaucoma there's no cure, and so my vision, all they can do is maintain it, but it doesn't mean even that they are able to maintain it. And so there's always that possibility that I could go completely blind. And so just having that like dark cloud over when I look into like my future, and when I think about what I want to do and who I'm going to marry and all these things, for a long time it just made me feel very kind of helpless or hopeless, because it's just it's scary knowing that I could potentially go completely blind and have to like figure out how to live life that way. And so it's something, as I've gotten in the past couple years, I've gotten a better perspective on things. I do believe that God's going to heal me one day, and so just knowing that even if I go completely blind, I know that when it's God's timing, He'll restore my vision, because healing's kind of what He does. And so the more secure in my faith I've become over the years, the more secure in that promise I've become, and it's really taken away a lot of fear that I used to have about having glaucoma. And it's crazy because I know that God would definitely prefer to heal me internally than before externally, and so He's like slowly softened my heart to desire a 2020 faith over a 2020 vision. And I know that just how what's the word I'm looking for? How intentional He was when creating me, because He creates all of us to be able to glorify Him in a unique way. And some people are blessed with being able to just praise God and lead worship and sing or dance or do some sort of creative type of worship, and it's amazing, and it's unique for them. Other people are able to speak so eloquently and talk and deliver God's message through in mass amounts of people, through public speaking and things, and that's amazing. Other people are just gifted at being just serving, and they're so like that they're just so talented at knowing where needs are and how to fill them. And so for me, I really do believe that one way that God created me to glorify Him is through just the testimony of dealing with a disease, and with a being able to just still have faith despite maybe what I view as a weakness or as something that makes me less equipped for things, knowing that God uses us despite whether we can hear perfectly, see perfectly, talk perfectly. Like, He'll use us regardless, as long as we're willing. And so there's power in that testimony, and also power in the testimony once He does heal me, and I'm able to just be an example of how God truly still performs miracles today. And so it's amazing to me that something that is one of my least favorite things about me is, one of God's favorite things about me. And so I've just been feeling more secure and encouraged as I've gotten older, and as I've gotten, closer to God, and the more He's revealed to me. And it's crazy because when people ask how well do I see, it's hard for me to answer that question, because I don't know how well they see. I don't know what it is to see perfectly. And so there are days where I feel Like, I can see fine, and I don't really feel that different than most people who have 20/20 vision. And I know, though, that when God does heal me, it's going to be like, I used to see this much, and now I can see this much. And so often, that's exactly how it is in our faith. As we feel like we have, read the Bible a lot. We feel like we're praying to God a lot. We feel like we're good on our devos. We're going to church. We're serving. And, we're like, I got this. Like, I know what faith is all about, and I know, what God's all about. And, really we're only seeing this much of the picture, and God still has this much more to show us. And so, it's so just amazing how God has, like, revealed himself to me in the past even couple years. And yeah, I'm just really looking forward to how he's going to use me, within the fact that I can't see, and also how he's going to use me, once he does heal me, and I'm going to be able to, he's going to develop my faith, before that and after that. And it's just, it's it's nice knowing that, like, I can be happy and I can still fulfill my purpose and calling whether or not God heals me, because he still gives me the vision I need for the day that he's called me to live out. And so, remembering that promise is really what has gotten me through this, despite the fact that, having glaucoma is a fairly lonely thing. And it's hard because I don't know anybody else. Well, okay, my great grandma has glaucoma, but she wasn't diagnosed until she was like 95. And so definitely not the same situation. And it's not, it's hard to relate to people on this specific thing that I'm going through. But I also have grown more secure in the fact that it's okay. I don't need people to even know what I'm going through, and I don't need to victimize myself, because for a while I did want to victimize myself because it's unfair. It is unfair that I was born this way to an extent, but it's also, like I said, it's also, God's favorite thing about me, or one of his many, things that he loves about me. And so it's not a curse, it's a blessing. And the moment I realized that is really the moment that my whole perspective and heart changed on this subject. And so if you're watching this and you have glaucoma, I hope that this helped you. Or if you just have any kind of, like disease or some kind of disability, then, I really hope that that this video can be some help to you. And yeah, so leave a comment to start some conversation, and I'll see you guys next Monday. Thanks.